everyone, my name is Acapella. Today I'm bringing you another VOD review. This time we're going to have a 2400 DPS VOD review. This is with the Rampage, who hit me up through Reddit and through my server. You can join that down in the description below. I'll have that there for you to join, so you can look to join that server. I'm also live right now, twitch.tv/acapella_OW. That's where I'm getting all these videos from. I'm streaming them live and then uploading them later. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started here. I believe, do you play Genji the whole time, Rampage? Or do you switch around? But I think this may just be a Genji gameplay. No? Okay. Well then we have a DPS VOD review. Okay, so right away, so we do have the Ana. So generally going to be looking for nano blades. And we have the monkey and ball. So monkey and ball, you can be looking to dive with them. I just skipped. Oops. You can be looking to dive with them. Your damage combined with their damage can finish characters off pretty easily, especially with that Zenyatta. You switch 4 times. Okay, I see. So right now, just kind of trying to charge blade. Yeah. Unless like your team is going to go for a dive onto like a squishy or something, just generally spamming into the tanks, trying to charge blade off them would be good. And obviously, if Ana is standing still like that, then yeah, go for the kill. So nice little kill onto them. And we have 2 picks, so even though your ball is down, this is definitely a winnable fight. Challenging this Creed, nice. So far, I'm liking the mechanics. Your Genji mechanics are pretty good. Yeah, we can like I said, mechanics are pretty solid. That's obviously super important for DPS, having solid mechanics. So I'll be looking at the other stuff like positioning and things like that, and ability usage. Alright, so we're 76 to blade, our Ana's at 80, so we're going to be pretty synced up here for Nano Blade. And their team, they have a Lucio, but he was on Ana before. So we know they're not going to have beat for our Nano Blade, so it should be, and we don't have any other ults really, so that should be what we're looking for this fight. So right now, just spamming that D.Va, trying to charge that ult up. Your big play. 96. Okay, so they ended blading, so just waiting out, it's fine. And we are having our own blade here. So we'll see this in a second. Get the Genji off the map. Alright, so Rihanna's spamming, she has ult. So yep, go for the dash up. So never dash straight up like that. That's like, it's good, like you can dash up to help your Ana, but dashing straight up into the air is not what you really want to be doing. You want to dash forward because like on instinct, this team is going to back up, right? Like they hear the blade come out, they'll be like, okay, I got to walk away. And if you dash straight up into the air like that, you're going to have to go so much further to get to them, right? So we'll see what happens with the blade here. It's like, maybe like dash up towards the statue, like at this angle. So like dash up to here, right? And then you can maybe double jump in midair, or not, depending on how good their hit scan are. So you can find where they like. Look at Lucio; he's already backing out. So we'll see how this blade goes. Okay, so they nano the monkey, so it doesn't matter. Okay, it's a little unfortunate, but like, even though you didn't get nanoed and it kind of threw a wrench in your plans, you're so far away from the enemy team because of the way you dashed. Didn't see the mines. A little unlucky. Kree finds the Lucio. So we'll keep going. Yeah, a little bit of an unfortunate blade, but we're switching over to Soldier. So we'll talk about Soldier now. Soldier generally have that high ground control. It's going to be your big, the big thing you want to be looking for. Okay, so the bomb comes in, dodge it, nice. Yeah, just looking at spam from a safe angle. I like this angle you're taking. If you're not able to take that high ground, just spamming from a safe spot. Okay, so spam trying to kill the Kree. Your team's gonna be forced back. Overall positioning is not too bad so far. your team's just not getting a lot of options right now. So we're gonna start to be pushing here. Make sure you're aiming at the ground for right clicks as much as possible. They're a little bit easier to hit, and you can get more value out of them. Okay. Soldier, you're never going to be killing Amora, ever. Her self-heal is just as strong as her beam. So, you know, maybe like focusing down this Lucio with your team can be a little bit of a better option for you, as you know, she may not be on him the entire time. So if she stops healing this guy, your Hog or whoever else is shooting him with you can burst him down before the Moira realizes and turns to him. But especially with how hard it is to hit a Moira and ult, it's generally just not worth it to spam her. Like, it's healed up instantly, and you know, we're just not able to kill her. Right, on the off angle, and now we're looking for Visor. Okay. So I do want to see a little bit more high ground control here. Like, you're on the flank, which is good, but if you're gonna flank like this, just play Tracer, right? No. Obviously, you go for the ult, but they have Lucio. Oh, Lucio dies, actually. So, good timing on the flank here, actually, then with the ult. But you can get just as much value from playing from high ground. Yeah, this is more the high ground control I want to see. It's very hard to get to you, plus you have health packs to play around, and you know, plenty of cover. It's really easy to hit down on them. Aim a little rough. That's okay. I'm not gonna. I hate gripping aim on DPS. Obviously, aim is pretty important. Yeah, but you know, if you're missing a couple shots, it's not going to be a big issue. Spamming out the D.Va. Yeah, just trying to stay alive, get to the health pack. Okay. But you know, once again, you kind of gave up that high ground. You get a nice pick onto the Ana. Like, you know, you can do the same from high ground, right? It's like, why be on that weird off angle and just not play Tracer, right? Nice right click onto the Kree. Once again, you can flick at the ground to make that shot a little bit easier. Reaper TP's away. Okay. Target focus as well is pretty good. You know, if you see a squishy out of position like that, you're able to take advantage of them. Jumping way too much, for sure. Jumping, like I mentioned it earlier, it gets better later on, I think. No worries though. But like you're spamming jump on cooldown, and let's look at it. Here. So the D.Va dives you, and you're spamming the crap out of jump, right? So let's see the D.Va's perspective. So you're jumping. It's super easy to track you, like this. Obviously, she gets taken out of mech, so it's not really an issue. But I'm just kind of showing off, from a different perspective. But when you're jumping like that, it makes things just. I mentioned this earlier with the other supports with the Ana gameplay that we went over. You know, jumping like that just makes it super easy to track you and makes it super easy to find your head. So like someone like a D.Va can end up bursting you just because of how easy you make it to track it. Okay, don't really know what's going on with the particles, but nice visor waiting till you took the D.Va out of mech. Challenging the Reaper as well because he's low. Focusing the hook target. Overall, like, not too bad. I really like what I'm seeing. Target focus and aim is pretty strong. Positioning could use some work. Okay, kill the ball. Alright. Overall, like, there's not a ton of issues. Once again, like, you can be getting more value out of this high ground here. Yeah, otherwise, you know, just play Tracer if you're gonna play like this. You're trying to rotate on as LS, yeah, that's fair. Okay. Alright, nice. And you guys cap. Yeah, I mean, think about it, like how easy it is for this ball to dive you here, because you're not in that area. Like, let's say you're playing up here, right? You're in Ana's LOS, and you divert attention, which is the big thing, right? So who's your other DPS? Your other DPS is Kree, right? And he's not going to be wanting to take that high ground because he doesn't have the same utility you do, right? But it diverts attention away from him, right? Let's say the ball or diva decides to dive you. You know, you have that sustain with the heal pack, and now your Kree is free to do whatever he wants, right? Because he doesn't have tanks in his face. Like, let's say the tanks dive over here and your Kree's playing here. He doesn't have the tanks in his face anymore. They're up there, so he can either shoot them in the back or take care of the squishies that are left on point by themselves, right? So it's not only is it allowing you to get more value with your shots, you know, it allows you to hit headshots easily, but it's also allowing your other DPS, your other tanks to get more value, right? Because they have to divert attention. And if they don't divert attention, if everyone ignores you up here, you literally just hit free shots, right? It's literally just a field day for you. You get to do whatever you want to the enemy team. So we'll keep going. We'll go back to your PvP as well.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Okay.
Hey.
Alright, we're looking to recontest here. So we have Visor. A little bit of an aggressive positioning, a little too far forward here. In mind with dive tanks, it's very dynamic where you want to play at. Oh, you have Hog, but still. Yeah, once again, this flank, I assume you're going to Visor. Like, might as well just play Tracer, right, if you're going to tank this kind of flank. Once again, you're getting value because they have slow reaction time. But think about higher tiers, right? From a statement of, like, higher tiers. Because the enemy team will see that two of you went on a flank, right? They're diva bombed. They know that you guys are on this flank. This Kree's already here. So if their diva's better, after she bombs, she immediately turns around and goes for you guys and eats your Visor, making it so it gets no value. Let's look at the diva's POV actually. Oh, no, she doesn't bomb. Okay, so she has no matrix left because she's not not a great character. But she should already be DMing all of this, and your Visor should have no value right now. Right. Whereas, if you're on this high ground here, not only can you potentially take the diva out of mech, and then Visor from there and get more value and force the enemy team back, but like it also once again forces the attention away. Right? You're playing up here, and you're Visoring, you force the enemy back as well. Right? You force them into a bottleneck where your team can just pincer them because your Hog is on the flank and your Monkey's pushing them. You force them into this small area with not a lot of cover just by ulting. Even if you don't get kills, it forces them into this area where they don't want to be playing. And like I said, Tracer can take this flank better. Obviously, you got value out of it, so it doesn't really seem like it. But that diva should have eaten your entire ult. That's kind of the recurring theme with a lot of these low elo VODs that I take is, it's things that you get away with in this rank that you don't realize are bad, right? Like, oh, I flanked and went for a 3k Visor, right? So like, let's say you climb like 500, 600, 700 SR, right? And then you get into like 3400, right? It's like mid to high masters. You went on the flank because you saw the Hog going in. Yeah, but like, once again, Tracer can take that flank better, right? If you're on this high ground here when your Hog flanks, they turn around for the Hog, and guess what? You're shooting them in the back. Right? You're shooting this Kree in the back as he turns around to deal with the Hog, and there's nothing he can do to stop you. Anyway, like I was saying, it was like stuff you can get away with in these lower elos will be totally punished as you get higher and higher, right? Like, let's say you do go with this Hog. Hog has no way to protect you. He's there for himself. And all you have is a small heal pack, right? But if their diva turns around, if their Kree turns around to deal with you, you'll be... Oops, sorry, my stream is lagging a little. If they turn around to deal with it, higher elo, you're dead, right? And then you just wasted Visor, and you costed the team the fight because now you have to reset. Obviously, I'm not saying that's that might be what happens every single time, but that's something that just isn't punished now that might be punished later, and you know it's just bad habits that you need to be able to break. So we'll keep going here. Yeah, you end up killing 4 though, because it was a good flank. But like I said, like someone like Tracer can get just as much value out of that flank. You can one clip the Kree and then go from there without an ultimate. Nice kill into the Lucio. And then Kree. Yeah, we're just kind of finishing things up here. And keep in mind, this is for Soldier. This mana is it's not the same for every single DPS. That's why DPS characters are so dynamic, which is why it's so hard to do VOD reviews on them. Is because there's so many different places you can play from, angles you can take at all times, that it's very hard to do reviews with them and kind of get things to be understood. Alright, so we are on the high ground here. This is good. To spam into them. Obviously we don't know when they're coming yet. I'm just trying to guess. So we see they have a Hanzo immediately backing up. Yep. Okay, your monkey gets booped off somehow. That's a little unfortunate. And your ball feeds. So tank's feeding right off the bat. So now you guys are going to be forced to making some plays that allow that. Your Ana's out of position as well. Yeah. Looking to maybe pick off one of these squishies. Yeah, you get booped off high ground and just forcing this out. This is fine. Not seeing a lot of mistakes so far. Jumping way too much again though. For sure. This Hanzo can very easily headshot you with how much you're jumping here. Yeah. For sure. Just try to be self-conscious with that. If you're jumping. With Soldier, it's it almost feels natural, like you want to jump all the time. But try to not do it as much as possible, it'll break the habit. Okay. Alright, and you bring it back, because you got a couple kills. This is fun. That's good. Overall positioning was a lot better that time on this defense. That's what I like to see. So kind of skip ahead again. Okay, and then you give up the good high ground for this place, and we still know that they have dive. Why would you necessarily want to play here, right? When they have 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, no, this is your team. Oops. When they have 1, 2, 3, 4 characters that can get to you and kill you fairly easily. When you can just be playing across the way, get as much value, and not be dove as easily. Obviously, they ignore you, so it doesn't matter. But just refining these positionings will help you out a ton. Okay. Well, probably not needed. We already had 2 or 3 kills here. But yeah, once again, I'm not gonna stress out too much because like I said earlier with ultis and stuff, it's not like you're in the thick of the fight and you may not notice the kill feed and see that most of the enemy team is dead. So and you did get value out of it. You got 2 kills. So pushing out the ball. Mercy goes down. Nice kill into the Diva. Yeah, they're just looking to pressure this Kree as much as possible. Long range, make sure you tap fire as well. This may change with the Soldier changes if they go through, but when someone's long range right the bloom is going to be too much. So just kind of tap firing to be more accurate can help out a lot. Okay. Alright. I'm just kind of resetting here. Yeah, looks like you're taking this top right area again. Obviously you're able to get some value onto them, but like I said, I'd rather see this top left side. It's a lot harder to dive you over in this top left area as well. For a nano blade, he has to use multiple dashes to be able to get to you. Like what I'm seeing, you're switching focus onto the characters that aren't in the trance. That's good. Good target focus, good understanding. Yeah, you get pressure back by the diva. Looks one able to see pop visor. But yeah, they cap and no one's able to touch on your team. So yeah. Oh, and you get booped off. It's kind of unlucky. We'll skip ahead here though until we get back. So yeah, once again, being on that high ground is going to be the huge thing. It's gonna make it so you get so much less value because now you're forced to shoot into the tanks when you may not want to. So no Kree's on the flank. Nice kill. Okay. Good tracking on the ball. Your team's just kind of dying to mines. And they waste blade. So yeah, getting out, this is fine. Your team's down 3, I believe, right now. It's just resetting. And like once again, I sound like a broken record now. Like you can use this time where you're not doing anything to go take high ground. Oh, we're good. Never mind. Let's. Did we get out of it? We do. Nice. Yeah, and they're able to get point again. Yeah, I'm starting to see a pattern with a little bit with the visors. The first two I was a little iffy on calling it out. With the visors, like, make sure you're in a position where you're able to get value out of them. If you wouldn't be able to get value out of your normal left clicks there, like you're not going to be able to get value out of the visor. Yeah, you're hoping in the Winston touch point. Like even then, even if he did touch point, walking up a little bit first before you pop visor can make it so you. Why is it not letting me move? There we go. So he dives in here, and let's say he does touch. Like let's say he's contesting right now. Walking forward a little bit will give you so much more value, right? Because like they hear a visor, they're gonna run, right? And you have this entire area where you can do 0 damage. The only person you can really shoot is either that diva or the Genji, but the Genji can dash away because Kree, Brig, and Zen are all gonna get around the corner, right? So let's just pretend that he does touch and you're contesting right now. If you walk up to like here and then visor, or like sprint up, whatever, then you can maybe look to get more value out of it because you can walk around this corner and kill that Kree and Brig who are hiding, or kill the Genji wherever he dashes to. So obviously you're trying to make plays with it, which is good. The ult is a little bit bad, so I understand that. I understand just trying to make plays with it. Like right here, you're not able to do any significant damage. You do end up killing the Zen because he's out of position, but they all just hide from the visor. And it looks like you're gonna get caught out as well. Oh, maybe Mercy gets you out. Don't stick around there. Mercy healing can't out damage both of their DPS. Yeah, their Kree headshots you. Okay. So yeah, looks like it's still gonna be a big positioning thing. That's kind of what I'm seeing here as our pattern, as well as a little bit on the ultimate usage. Like here, you can even like jump up to here and shoot down on people. Just like looking to take these extra little angles to give yourself as much value as physically possible instead of just kind of spamming. Because they have Ana and or sorry, that's us again. Oh no, so they don't have a ton of heals. So the more value you can get out of your shots, the better, and the more useful it'll be. Skip ahead. We're backing up here. Kill a diva, and we're challenging the Kree. And we brig ult, or they brig ult. Brig ult unfortunately counters Soldier pretty hard. So yeah, when Brig's ulting, generally going to be looking to get more value out of those right clicks if possible. Hide and hide. Instantly put focus onto that Genji. Don't just let him blade. I know a lot of people like to just ignore the Genji when he's blading and be like, oh, he's just gonna kill us or whatever. But like, believe it or not, like, if all 6 of you turn in this Genji, you can potentially kill him, right? Like, let's say you hit a right click here, then your crew only has to hit 1 shot to kill him. Obviously, he doesn't do it because he dies, but that's just for like future reference as well. Keep going.
60 seconds remaining.
Are we switching or no? Okay, we're still in Soldier. So we have another visor as well, just trying to hold it up. Okay. Kind of unfortunate you got forced into a corner by the bomb. That visor was decent. You did have the high ground there. It was just the D.Va happened to throw the bomb at the same time, so I'm not going to complain about it too much. Yeah, they count. Okay, let's skip ahead here. Why does it do that?
Attacker ready.
Okay, so now we are on Tracer. So now those flanks that you were taking before as Soldier, now I want to see them. You're forced out by the Genji. Nice kill into the Mort as well. Generally, the best advice I can say for Tracer is never take the same flank twice, because they'll be expecting it after the first time. Okay. Tracking's pretty decent. Zarya just accidentally kills you because you don't get healed. You had recall there, actually. I don't know how she does that much damage. Let's check this again. Okay, so you're already at like half health because of the Lucio. So you have recall here, but I guess you just don't expect to die to her that quickly. Yeah, but I definitely like making sure that we're always looking at our health bar, ready to recall when, especially when needed. Now we're just trying to get to point. Unfortunately, like, OT fights aren't usually the best to talk about for, just for, like, in general. They aren't the best to talk about because, like, people tend to make more mistakes that, you know, they may not necessarily make during the regular game or, like, during the rest of the game. Yeah, as we saw in the last one, and you just get one clipped. Wow. Yeah, a little bit. Make sure that we're, you know, more ready to recall whenever possible, especially in Tracer. She's so much of a glass cannon that you have to, you know, be hovering that recall button, be ready to use it as quickly as possible. Okay, we're on Doomfist now. So you kept your word. You did switch 3 times or 4 times. All right. So you have a Doom and a Kree. So Kree's going to be your main source of damage. You're generally just going to be looking for those picks into the backline here. Oh, that's really unfortunate that they're locking Pharmacy. And you pick Doom on the defense. Shoots the stall out. Yeah. For sure. But you are gonna have to take up more of a 1v9 kind of role, or 1v, I guess 11 kind of role. I'm used to saying that from League. Like hard carry role here, because your Kree's gonna be busy with the Pharmacy most of the time, right? So you generally need to be looking to hard carry here. You know, killing that Zen, killing that Doom whenever possible. Well, once again, just starting up here, I just don't really agree with it as much. But we go on the flank here. You are so incredibly lucky that they didn't see you here while you waited for your abilities to come back. You killed the Zen, which is good. We go into the Zarya. Good mechanics, you know the combos. This is good. Not a ton you can do against a Pharah. It takes a ton of hours playing this character to even get close to being able to kill a Pharah out of the midair. But we know she's behind us, so we have to be careful.
30 seconds.
Make sure you do you know how to do like the extended punch where you press like space right at the end so you get the extra distance? If you don't, look up a guy. Yeah, okay. So make sure you're able to consistently do that. So traded. Nice little punch. Patience. That's really unfortunate. I know I'm saying that a ton, but like, you know, it's like Chipsa. You're so unlucky. When first slam right as the Doom is charging a punch. Looks like they're going to be able to cap the Pharah alive. Yeah, Pharah finds the Kree. The Doom, and we ult. Okay, don't ult instantly. You should almost, like, unless there's like a grav or something, you should almost never be ulting instantly. I understand that you're going for the Pharah here. You're trying to make sure that she dies, but you have no abilities up right now. Except for punch. And it just kind of leaves you super vulnerable. Yeah, you missed it. Yeah. Yeah, no, it leaves you super vulnerable if you're just going for ult right away. So we get the grav off. Ball is like the last target priority called. The Zarya was in a grav and a free kill. I'm gonna guess that you assumed that she was gonna die anyway, but just making sure she dies as quickly as possible and gets no value. Yeah, because you know your team can focus on a ball afterwards. Oh, we do actually win. Or draw, I guess. Okay. I thought they were gonna get it. So, biggest things then. Yeah, you're going for the Mercy. Okay. Yeah, so biggest things for sure that I'm seeing is the high ground usage. High ground usage is not there at almost at all, unless you're going with someone. So especially on these characters, you know, like Soldier, like Kree, Widow, Ashe. You know, all these different characters that utilize us high ground really well. We need to make sure that we're taking it whenever physically possible to get that extra advantage. You know, there's a reason. You know, there's a reason like you watch Overwatch League and like it's almost always used every single time, right? Because like shooting through the tanks is almost impossible, especially on snipers. So gonna make sure that's happening. Ult usage. Make sure that you know exactly what you want to do with your ult, how you want to use it. You know, with Doom, obviously, you know, if you go too deep, you can look for it, but making sure that you're not using it immediately. And the same thing with Soldier ult, making sure that you're going to be able to get value out of it, right? Because like it's although the ult is bad, it's still easy to get value out of, you know, if you use correctly. So I think that's pretty much going to be it then. Unless you have any questions for me, then I can answer real quick. Yeah, mainly just that high ground usage for those types of characters. And then for Genji Blade as well, make sure you don't dash straight up into the air. But yeah, high ground's going to be the big one. Your aim is pretty good. Your aim is pretty good, and your positioning as well. But just make sure that you have different positioning for different characters. So yeah. If you're able to refine that positioning and give yourself the most value whenever possible, you'll definitely be able to climb fairly quickly with with your mechanics. Your mechanics are pretty solid. So yeah, no worries. Like I said, I'll be around if you have any questions ever. Just don't be afraid to DM me or hit me up in the Discord. Ask any of the other people in the Discord. I have a couple of people in there who can help a lot. So yeah. Never thought I'd take much higher on a Soldier. Yeah, Soldier, it's super strong. It's a lot easier to hit right clicks, it's a lot easier to hit headshots. Yeah, it's super important on him. Ashe 2, Widow 2, those especially those characters. So I think that's gonna be pretty much it for me then. So yeah, thanks for submitting a VOD. I really enjoyed reviewing it. So yeah, have a good day.